I am so sad, people. So very, very, very sad. This year television seems to be all about all my favorite shows actually leaving the air. Orphan Black's final episode is this weekend, and I had a chance to take a look at it earlier this week, and I'm just getting a chance to do this video now. So with any luck, this video will be posted on Friday ahead of its Saturday night's debut. And there's going to be some minor spoilers for this episode, so walk away. If you don't want to see the spoilers, walk away. Keep it moving. Go watch the final episode tomorrow night, and then come back and you can watch this video. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds to leave. Okay, so you're still here. Anyway, all kidding aside, I'm not sure how to feel about the final episode. I thought last week's episode was a barn burner, probably one of the best hours on TV I've seen all week. Last week's episode actually made me laugh, made me cry, made me made me cheer and go, yeah, Cody finally got what she deserved. So I was really excited about last week's episode. It took me on an emotional roller coaster, and that's what you want from a TV show. It went all out. But the final is a little disappointing because the final is actually pretty much just a coda or epilogue. Not much happens. Literally not much happens. It starts off with Art trying to save Helena and Sarah in the building, and they're trapped with Helena about to give birth, and in Westmoreland, and Virginia Cody, who somehow is still alive and all bloodied up, trying to hunt them down. And that entire process takes about 10 or 15 minutes, so it's a really weird kind of way to close an entire episode, because it pretty much just focused on those three characters, Art, Helena, and Sarah Manning for the first like 10 or 15 minutes. And I kept thinking, are we going to see the rest of the clones in this final episode? What's going on here? What are they doing? But it was pretty much a trapped and closed space, and it was laser focused. And I guess it makes a lot of sense because that's how the show really, the entire show is really always about Helena and Sarah and Art. It really was kind of always about them, and it's kind of ironic that it actually closes the same way. So obviously they finally get their revenge. Literally while she's giving birth, she's taking out Virginia, and you're just kind of like, all right, you go, girl. And then Sarah actually gets to take out Westmoreland. And I don't think I'm really spoiling anything because all of this happens in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the episode. And like I said, the entire episode is really just a pure epilogue in its purest sense of the word. So after all this happens, and they have the babies are born, the show jumps ahead by like 3 or 6 months. I forgot what the time jump is. I'm thinking it's 6 months ahead, and we find that Sarah is actually pretty listless. She doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. She's really depressed. While all the other sisters are really happy to finally be free, Sarah's kind of just moping around and kind of like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I'm still kind of a shite mother. It was kind of depressed. It was kind of annoying because I'm like, you won. Be happy. Give us the happy like Sarah Manning. And I guess she's just never allowed to be happy on this show. So we get about 10 minutes of that, and she actually ends up going back to school to get a GED. So the entire day is basically about her wanting to take this test to graduate high school, and how depressed she is, and she really doesn't want to take the test. And so that's kind of where she is in her life, and she's preparing to move away because she wants to move and get a fresh start and get away from everyone. But Allison is throwing a baby shower for Helena, and we get a lot of nice scenes of Helena with her babies, and it's kind of funny. The running joke is it's been 6 months and Helena hasn't named the babies yet, the babies, and everyone's like, when are you going to name the baby? And she's like, when is she going to name the baby? But it's really nice because they included an extended moment where all the clones are together in Allison's house, and they're all happy. They're all like a real family. And at one point, Allison says, this is what we fought for, the right to finally be sisters. And Kira now has cousins and people she could play with, and all the clones are together and happy. And it's pretty awesome watching that. I always love it with Alice and Helena. Sarah and the entire gang gets together, and that's one of the most amazing things about this show, because it's all acted by the same woman, Tatiana Maslany, and she is amazing. I'm gonna really miss her in this part. This is a once in a lifetime part, and she knocked it out of the park. And it's a combination of her acting and the writing, where each clone really does have its own distinct personality and mannerism. So when they're on screen together, you really don't see Tatiana in all these various clones. It's so awesome, and it's so weird to say that the one thing I really missed about this season and other seasons is the fact that they went so hard on the myth arc and all the factions that you didn't get enough time with the clones together doing stuff together. And those were the sequences I loved the most in this series. And we got like 20 or 30 minutes of that at the end. And Felix was actually off on his art opening, and he comes back home. He's a little upset that Sarah wants to sell the house. And yeah, it was just really lovely. It was really awesome, really nice, quiet. There's not really anything to talk about. It was just them hanging out at Allison's house for this baby shower / barbecue thing. There's a really funny, cute scene with Dottie doing a striptease for Allison, and that was really awesome and kind of cute. And I love me some Dottie, and I love me some Hendrix. And Helena's actually living with the Hendrix in the garage. So yeah, it's just really nice. The final shot is basically a shot. Well, there's two final shots. So there's a shot Cosima and Delphine traveling the world to cure clones, and they're trying not to interfere with their lives, so Delphine is administering the shots while Cosima's kind of hiding in the background watching her do it. And it's pretty funny, because basically Rachel gave Felix the list of all the clones, all their information, all their addresses, and it turns out there's 274 clones out there. And this is what makes the show even more interesting, is that these 4 or 5 clones found each other and formed their own family, and they fought against the machine, while all of these other clones didn't have no clue that they're clones. They were just out there living their lives, while you had these 5 women banding together, forming their own family, and fighting the good battle. And I love the fact that they kind of brought that home. So they actually really did form their own family. And it would be interesting to see what would happen if those other clones discovered that they were clones, but we'll never find out. But yeah, it was kind of neat the way they ended. And then the final shot of the entire series is basically Sarah and Felix and Kira leaving the house to go for a fun day on the beach. And that's pretty much how the show ends. It ends on a really nice, happy note, but nothing really happens in the episode itself. So it's a series finale. It was really disappointing, but considering everything they went through, I kind of like seeing the extended kind of epilogue of everyone just going about life, being happy. And, I love seeing all the clones together at Allison's place, having lunch or having a barbecue and just hanging out, having fun. And I really like that. Felix has a new boyfriend, the guy that they introduced a couple of episodes ago that we never got a chance to see or meet. But it looked like that was going to be a real relationship, so that was kind of interesting. And Phyllis is now going to be a real artist. Art. I wish Art got some clone love. I feel like I was cheated out of some Art clone loving there. But Art was there at the house with his kids and everything, so that was really nice and sweet. So yeah, that's Orphan Black, the final episode ever. I wish I could tell you more, but there really isn't that much to spoil for this, and there really isn't that much to go into for this episode. It's just nice, quiet, walking to the sunset or sunlight kind of final. So that's it for Orphan Black. Thanks, cast. You are amazing, and yeah, I'm just gonna miss the entire game. So anyway, talk to you guys later.